Now, Ryan, I don't think you ironed that shirt yourself, did you?
No, definitely not.
It's perfect.
I'll tell my mother that.
I was looking at jobs back home in Wales and I wanted something that was challenging, something I could get a career out of, something that was worthwhile doing. And then I stumbled across this job and it was a perfect fit.
When I work on a project like this, it gives me a sense of pride.
It offers a lot to the community and that is very rewarding.
I think Tilbury Douglas is such a major name in the construction industry, but it still feels like a family-run company.
It does feel like a family. I've been here for 17 years now. We've got guys working on this project. They've done 40 years service. It very much feels like a family and a great place to work. Tilbury Douglas is one of the UK's leading construction, infrastructure, engineering and fit-out contractors. We work in various sectors across the UK, including healthcare, education, highways, justice, defence, infrastructure, aviation, water and the environment, just to name a few. Within those sectors, we work for both public and private sector clients, and we deliver approximately £500 million worth of projects a year. Of those public sector projects, we primarily work on government frameworks. For example, in healthcare, we work on both Procure 22 in England and Design for Life Wales in Wales, meaning we deliver some of the largest NHS projects across the whole of the UK. Some examples of those: Children's Hospital Wales in Cardiff, which I actually worked on, and numerous projects at the Christie in Manchester, with the most notable one being the proton beam therapy, which was the first of its kind in the UK. Both of those very complex, high-profile jobs, both of which won gold awards at the Consider a Constructor scheme, with Children's Hospital being national runners-up. More recently, we've worked with the NHS on their fight against COVID-19, with one of our most notable projects being the Nightingale Hospital in Birmingham, in which we delivered 500 ventilated beds in a mere 9 days, which is fairly impressive. At Tilbury Douglas, we're investing heavily in the future, going forward, working alongside the government's construction industry playbook, looking at modern methods of construction, including modular off-site prefabrication, and enhancing our digital capability, utilising BIM and lots of modern technology that's out there. We're currently at Prince Charles Hospital in Merthyr Tydfil. This is a scheme that we've been working on since 2013 in terms of design and building up the design, and we've been on site for approximately 4 years on various schemes.
The infrastructure before you start a project like this in Prince Charles Hospital is quite major. Most of the stuff is below ground. The site cabins we're sitting at the moment is pretty impressive. A lot of planning goes ahead, from planning permission to liaising with the health board, liaising with the public, before we even put a bracket in the ground to start the main phase of works. It's quite a lot of pre-planning, etc. to get to this point.
To date, we've delivered a £6 million enabling works project. We've just literally in the last week delivered a £31 million construction project, and we've recently, in the last 6 months, started a phase 2 project, as we call it, which is £130 million, all of which are down to redeveloping this hospital.
Just seeing the changes that we've already done so far, it's amazing to see the transformation, and especially for the staff and the people who work on the hospital, like they'll be getting new technology and it'll make their lives easier.
Probably the most rewarding thing about working at Prince Charles Hospital is the fact I'm from the local area. I've lived here for all my life really, and this has been like quite a hub of the community, and the fact that I can work up here now and help the community out and make it better for them, and it's probably the most rewarding one for me, definitely.
This hospital is very important to its community. I mean, I'm a Valleys girl, I've grown up here, so I know how much this hospital is needed, so the work being done here is sort of vital for the community.
People should look towards construction as a career for a various number of reasons. No 2 days are ever the same. There's a huge and wide variety of roles, and if you don't quite get your niche the first time, you can slip and adapt into some of these other roles. If you're coming in through a sort of degree type route, I think the more advantageous route that I'd recommend to anyone is to work as you learn. I think it's far more beneficial. They get more out of university, they get more out of work that way, and they don't get laden with a huge amount of debt. So although I did the full-time route, I would recommend to anyone the part-time route.
Benefits of getting a degree while you work are probably the fact that you're on-site learning at the same time as you're in education learning, and I personally think that experience is, second to none. I'd recommend everyone do the same way that I did, or same path that I did it.
At Tilbury Douglas, I mainly work with the site team at the Mansfield project. I did a degree in construction management at Nottingham Trent University, and then I looked for a summer placement where I wanted to get some experience on site. Coming from university, you don't really know much about construction, but being on site, you're able to understand how contractors are doing their work and how management are able to manage their employees and manage also the construction process of it.
It's not all about education and qualification, in my opinion. It's work experience. It's your work ethic on site.
I actively encourage lots of people to come on work experience, mainly because I've been in their shoes. I didn't know what to do, and therefore I'm more than happy to have anyone on work experience, as we've had a lot of people here.
As soon as you're 16, just get out there, get some work experience with Tilbury Douglas. They do some major opportunities here.
The one thing I've found is the majority of people that come on work experience love it.
I kind of fell into construction. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do, so I was looking for work experience, and my mother approached the site manager at the time here and just asked if I could do a week, and I ended up doing that 1 week and loved it. Loved being on site, loved learning all the new things, and thought I could actually see myself doing this as a career. And they offered me my year in industry after that week, and I just kept coming back.
Ben came on work experience with our engineering part of the business.
After college, I was looking for work and struggling. So eventually I decided to sign on a job seekers allowance, and the woman who was my job coach knew somebody who was working with the apprenticeship program at Prince Charles Hospital, and she got me an interview up here. So then I had the interview and got the job.
The qualities that we're looking for in people who want to come in is someone with some ambition to do the work, someone that can fit into a team environment, that can communicate well and can get on with people.
When it comes to proving yourself, it's all about hard work, I'd say. If you're willing to put the hard work in, regardless of your situation, people will see that and they'll want you to come on board.
I had a support worker who found me the job. Well, I've had experience, I've worked labouring, so I thought it's just a step forward really. With being a ground worker, it's exactly the same, but it's just more to it.
Lloyd came for a Kickstart interview as a technical apprentice, and we quickly realised that what he was signing up for wasn't necessarily what he wanted to do. So we sort of halfway through the interview switched it to trying to find what are you interested in, and it was more of a hands-on approach. He wanted to be your ground worker, we worked out. So we spoke to a shared apprenticeship scheme in Wales. Emma said, look, we've got this candidate. If you can take him on, we assure you that we will get him placement here at Prince Charles Hospital with our groundwork contractor. And lo and behold, that's what we did.
We've got Kickstart placements, and they've come away with awards, that have been awarded by the various industry bodies.
This award was a Kickstar of the Year by Seeker, and I came to work on time. I did what I was told. I didn't mind staying a bit late just to finish off the job. So I think my manager probably just saw that and recommended me for the award.
And that's a tremendous thing for us, because not only have we given a young person an opportunity, but they've actually done so well that it's been recognised outside Tilbury Douglas as much as anything else.
I was shocked coming in because I didn't realise how many job opportunities there are in construction.
The stereotypical view is your local builder. I think that people see it on the TV and they see the carpenter, the bricklayers, the plumbers. And a major part of what we do as a large construction company doesn't really involve any of that.
There's loads of stuff I didn't even know that was a thing. Up in the offices mainly, so like architects and stuff like that, which I didn't really think about it.
So you thought it was just bricks and mortar?
Yeah, I just thought it was the bricks and the shovel really, but it's more to it.
I'm doing engineering at the moment. My goal is to be a project manager or further, but you can also become a site supervisor, which is what I'm acting as now. So there's a lot of possibilities, i.e. the job roles that you can do and the projects you can work on as well.
There's not just one straight path. So if I'm an engineer, I can go into design, I can go into planning, I can go into site management. So it's not just you're an engineer and that's it the rest of your life. Like you can sort of choose your own route, and depending on what you think is best for you or which part you enjoy most, then you can sort of deviate from that. But they do give you a lot of opportunities to kind of find what sector is good for you.
The best thing about working for Tilbury Douglas is that they take your input into account. They'll allow you to mandate certain things and change them accordingly. And if they think that your idea is valid, then they'll go forward with that.
Working at Tilbury Douglas is kind of like being in a family. Everyone's there to support you. They're there to kind of teach you what's right, what's wrong.
The people I meet, you know, even when I go to the office, people there are lovely. They're always saying hi, they're always interacting with me, and that's why a lot of people at the company have stayed there for a while, because I think they just enjoy being there, I guess.
You get a lot of aid from other people. My mentor is very helpful with those kind of things. His path into project management is exactly the same one as I'm taking now. So he's been there and he understands how difficult it can be.
Sometimes you think you can do it all by yourself, but that's a joke. So you need to really know how to work in teams, communicate with people, share your ideas, because the best thing in construction is sharing ideas and being innovative for the future as well.
We've got a learning and development department who are dedicated to the development of all employees.
The team here is really amazing. You get to meet different people, different professions. I work with different people every day.
Being part of a big team is just great. Working with the same people I've worked with the last 5 to 10 years is fantastic.
In 5 years' time, I'd like to see myself managing my own projects. In 10 years' time, I'd like to see myself work up to a higher management level, if possible. The potential is there as long as I put in the hard work.
5 or 10 years, I'd probably say still working here, definitely. I see no reason to be anyone else. You know, I like being with part of a big team, feel accepted, you know, doing a lot for the community. And it's obviously close to home as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, definitely do see myself here in the next 10 years.
I either see myself in design or site management. I'm not entirely sure, but those are the 2 routes that I am looking at. And I'd like to start my chartership as an engineer, but I'm giving myself a break from education for a little bit at the moment.
I hope to just get better at what I want to be doing and move forward in my education, get the apprenticeship going and just become a fully qualified electrician.
I'd love to maybe take a shot at a managerial role. That's where I can see myself heading, and I'm determined to get the qualifications, experience, wherever I need to get to that position.
I hope to have developed my skills to a point where I can become a manager or a leader. Don't know what role though yet. Construction is perfect at the minute for me, so whether I develop up the ladder and do a completely different role, I think that would be amazing because these opportunities are offered, so I want to take advantage as much as I can.
I want to see myself as a confident individual. I would like to progress as an assistant site manager and go on from there. The sky's the limit, to say.
I'd want to go onto the machines that you do and start driving, like the 360 and stuff like that.
You drive, the big one?
Yeah, the big ones, yeah.
In terms of the enjoyment of seeing people progress and coming through the industry, it's great to see them grow. It's great to see them grow into almost like things that they don't think they can do, all of a sudden they're doing. Same with myself. I still see myself as quite young within the industry, and yet lo and behold, I'm managing a £130 million project. And I tend to use that as almost like an advert to people who I'm encouraging into the industry or giving career advice.
Anyone that's wanting to come into the construction industry, I'd say 100% go for it.
Will's Roaster, really, if you wanted to come into construction.
It's definitely opened my eyes to a completely different sector that I never thought I was going to work in, but I thoroughly enjoy it. And I think if anyone has the interest in working in construction, they should do it.
I just advise to go for it, really, because I held back for a few years, which just stopped my development. So I'm getting older now, but just get straight into it.
Be confident, be open-minded, and sort of just get into it. It is a bit sort of overwhelming when you come in because there's so many different people, so many different professions when you come into it, but they're all a team and they all help each other. So whether you want to progress onto a different role, there's so many opportunities for you that you don't realise.
There really is a role for everyone. So if you're thinking that construction isn't for you or there wouldn't be a role that would be suitable for you, I can fully guarantee that there is, and that we would fully support you on your journey in relation to achieving your career aspirations within this industry.